Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we're going to make one last pair of simple earrings from our big bargain bead box kit for January, Midnight Skies. You may ask me, why is this the last one? Well, it's the last one because I have only these beads left. One druzy, 3 chips, and of those chips, the holes are really close to the side where I don't really like them being, so I didn't use those. And what? A dozen little tiny labradorite pieces. So not a lot left. I'll probably use the little labradorite pieces in other things because, hey, it's labradorite. And I'll put the druzy in my bead soup. But that's all that's left after we do this last little pair of earrings. So let's turn down and we'll get started on those. So these are going to be like super simple earrings. I've got from my stash a couple of ball head pins, some ear wires, lever backs, stainless steel, and some spacer beads because, hey, we used all the stars. So this is about what we've got left for most beads. We've got 2 of the mermaids, 2 of the blue rondelles. I managed to keep the teal one, a pair of teal for this, a couple of the little blue stars, and a couple of the labradorites. The other stuff, like I said, is from out of my stash. So how we're going to do these is let's divide these up. Bing. We're going to have a big spacer at the bottom with a tiny spacer right below it. Then a big spacer between the mermaid and the rondelle. Another set of big spacer, then a little spacer between the rondelle and the star. And then we'll have a little spacer between the star and the labradorite. So let's put those together and you can see what I'm talking about. Let's make sure our eye pins or our head pins are pretty straight. I do that just by rubbing them through my hand. It warms them up and lets the wire move a little bit and, you know, be more compliant to what you want. So there is our pieces. So like I say, we're going to put the smallest on, then the bigger one. Our mermaid, large spacer, rondelle, large spacer, small spacer, star, small spacer, this one doesn't want to go on right yet. We will have to get the reamer out and then find that little hole. There it is. So this is what it's going to look like. We'll just take our pliers and do the bends so that we don't have to worry about them falling off right now before we go over to the other one. I'm going to load this one up now. Oop, come on, little star. And now we need that one right here. So let's take our reamer and just poke it in the hole. and it'll probably knock out whatever was in there holding it up. Yep, see, went right on then. And then our labradorite, where are you, little labradorite hole? There we go. And we'll bend this one. So now we have them all set up. We just have to do the wrap and the ear wire on. So for the wrap, I get my bell making pliers, my stepped ones. We want to use the smallest, so we'll stick it in there. We will push it around, bring it down, drop this, and bring these over. There is our loop. Do the same with this one. Bring it in, wrap it around, drop her down, bring her around, and straighten her so she's a lollipop shape. So there we got those. Now we just have to feed on our earring wire. Since these have no particular front and back, you can put your ear wire on in any way you want to. I still like to feed it on backwards so that I know I'm going to get it on fine. But I need to open these a little bit so that the ear wire will slide onto there, like that. So then we hold this right where they come together here. Now this piece, this eye pin or ball head pin is a little stiff, as I believe it's stainless. So I'm going to use my pliers to wrap it. That makes it quite a bit easier than my fingers. Now if it was a really soft wire, I would probably just use my fingers. Let's see here, where are you at? Cut the little bit of excess off and tuck it in. And that one is finished. Isn't that a pretty earring? Now it looks like my ear wire might be tipped a little bit, so I'm going to stick my pliers right in the circle, hold it with my hand, and just bend it a little. And there we go. She's about perfect, isn't she? And that's a really pretty earring. Well, in my opinion anyway. So now we'll go to do the second. And again, I didn't leave any gap here, so we'll want to open that up just a hair's breadth so that the ear wire can feed on well. There she goes. Get it right at the place where it comes together. Now I switch hands because I'm right hand dominant and I want to be able to wrap with my right hand. Now if you are left-handed or you don't care to switch hands, you don't have to. It's just easier for me if I have my hands switched. Okay. Trim the little bit of extra off and tuck it in. We look to be tipped a little bit to the side, just the wire, not the head. Just tip it a little bit more. And there we go. There is our set of earrings. Aren't those pretty? I quite like these ones. Look at the glow on those. So there is our last pair of earrings with our bargain bead box for January midnight skies. Aren't those pretty? I just love the glow of that mermaid bead down at the bottom there. I think those turned out really nice. And I hope you like them as much as I do, and I hope you enjoyed making them with me. Very simple, but a really pretty, elegant pair of earrings. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.